flights of birds flying freely, fresh air passing through, clean waters, creatures full of life, and it all shattered into pieces, resulting our today. Biodiversity at loss, and currently barely has a good air to grasp. In our current world, environmental issues is getting worse day by day. However, it is most likely ignored. Why can't people see these things?
Why can't people see these things? That is a great question. Humans are simply blinded by greed, forgetting to have conscience in their hearts. That in search of gold, we are losing our diamonds, our environment. Have you realized that our rainforests are turning into cattle ranches, and our wide fields turning into places full of buildings, mountains of glaciers turning into simply waters? There is a saying that we need Mother Nature, but Mother Nature doesn't need us.
Like the most country in the world, improper waste disposal is a big issue. Trash thrown there, here, and everywhere. It has reached to the point that it leads to plastic pollution. Every year, there is over 19 to 23 million tons of plastic. It leaks into aquatic ecosystem, polluting lakes, rivers, and seas. And not only polluting them, but it also chokes marine wildlife from the synthetic ropes, straws, single-use bags, poison groundwater. This can cause serious health impacts. Do you know that plastic product takes around 450 years to decomposing, and after that, approximately 50 years to decay? Hence, a plastic product takes 500 years to decompose.
Other problems we have is deforestation. Rainforests are home to much of the world's biodiversity. Around 46% of the world's trees are cut down. And in Amazon alone, the world's biggest rainforest, around 17% of the forest has been lost in the last 50 years due to conversion for cattle ranching. As we speak to our environmental situation is getting worse, increasing temperature and pollution level, desertification, and soil erosion.
The greenhouse gases of our atmosphere decrease the groundwater level, loss of habitats and food of animals, which lead to their extinction. As humans, only planted 1.83 billion trees yearly, while losing 15 trees due to humans' activities. That's roughly 1 tree is planted, while 8 cut downs. Now, let us move on to the food waste.
Waste can be found in our home due to improper storage food not being consumed before it gets bad and mostly found in a restaurant. Increased portion size largely contributes to food waste, while over-preparing food, either overproduction or unstable market, cause food loss long before it arrives at the grocery stores, while overbuying, poor planning, confusion over labels, and safety contributes to food waste at stores and in homes.
If we waste food, we waste energy, and the water it takes to grow, harvest, and transport. It packages it. If the food goes to the landfill and rots, it produces methane, a greenhouse gas that contributes to a climate change.
Are you familiar with pollution? Pollution has 3 main types: the water, soil, and air. When we say pollution, it is a pollutant or a contaminant that goes into our environment and causes adverse change, such as excess level of acid in lakes and streams, damaged trees and forest soils, and also flood. Pollutants can either be from a natural source or human-driven source. Air pollution's natural source is from sand deflation, forest fires, or volcanic eruptions, while human-driven source could either be from human population, rapid industrialization, deforestation, and burning of fossil fuels. Air pollution can contribute to cough, eye irritation, and if it gets worse, it could lead to hospitalization.
Water pollution. Water is one of the most important commodities in survival. Waters can be polluted by toxic metals such as arsenic, lead, mercury, and beryllium. These metals can go to waters by mining and manufacturing, and sometimes by natural withering. Water can be also polluted by sewage and domestic waste by 75%. There are many more causes of water pollution.
Soil pollution, pollutants that harm the water, also affect the soil such as industrial waste like oil used for machinery and scrap metal. Urban waste comes from plastic, metallic can, fiber, paper, and residue oil. Soil can also get affected by agricultural practices. In summary, all kinds of pollution can affect the health by many.
Biodiversity loss, it is the saddest part of our today. When we say biodiversity loss, it refers to the decline on the number, genetic variability, and varieties of species in the biological communities in each areas. For instance, the loss of pollinators such as honeybee, bumblebee, hummingbirds, bats, butterflies, and others, it can lead to a decrease in crop yields, which can have a significant impact on the food security. Just like pollution, biodiversity loss can also be natural or human-driven. In natural biodiversity loss, increase and decrease with natural cycles. Seasonal change, such as onset of spring, create opportunity for feeding and breeding, increasing biodiversity population of many species. In the contrary, the onset of winter temporarily decrease an area's biodiversity. Warm adapted insects die and migrating animals live.
The second source that we have is human-driven biodiversity loss. By the word human-driven, this is the kind of biodiversity loss that is caused by various human activities, such as land conversion, harvesting wild animals and plants beyond their capacities, that leads to population decline or extinctions. Human activities also leads to pollution and climate change. Human biodiversity loss tends to be more severe and longer lasting. All in all, this has a negative impact on the functioning of ecosystem, the provision of ecosystem services, and the well-being of humans and other species.
Last but not the least, global warming. To put it simply, climate change. It is an unusual rapid increase in Earth's average surface temperature due to greenhouse gases released by people burning fossil fuels and due to plastic pollution, food waste, and deforestation that we have mentioned earlier. Plastic and food waste emitting greenhouse gases, forest loss, and damage are the cause of around 10% of global warming. The worst of all humanity is we are the cause of it all. Intelligence of human is overwhelming, however it brings not only all good things but also infortune. Humans destroy more than what is fixed.
To save our home, let's change our ways. Spread the knowledge, it either be small or big. Let them know how important our home is by either participating in environmental programs or creating one. Wouldn't Mother Nature be grateful for that? They say, change always starts within. Therefore, let's do what needs to be done. Planting trees, participating in a cleanup drive, applying refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and repair. Finishing the food on your plate and proper food storage. Let us show appreciation to our only home, because what is good for the environment is certainly good for us.